first explosions went off amongst pilgrims gathered at the city's main shrine. Up to 100 people died.
Karbala was not prepared for this. There were bodies everywhere you turned.
Sunni extremists were trying to turn a one-sided insurgency against the coalition into a two-sided civil war by striking at some of the Shia's holiest sites.
Just minutes after the Karbala explosions, Baghdad's main Shiite shrine was targeted too.
The worst day of carnage in post-war Iraq.
It leaves over 170 dead and many more injured.
Shock and anger, they vented their fury at the Americans.
The Americans describe themselves in the occupation forces. So it's their duty to protect the Iraqis. But you can see nothing. They protect themselves by these giant concrete walls like the Great Wall of China. All Iraqi people are targeted now. Even me, even you. Maybe this car will explode now. Who knows? Any car.
So emboldened were some Iraqis that they dragged the mutilated bodies of 4 US private security guards in the full glare of TV cameras without even bothering to cover their faces. To some, the Bush-Blair vision of a stable, peace-loving, Western-friendly, human rights-respecting democracy was beginning to look unachievable.
I came back to London in March and signed off, as it were, around the table with the Prime Minister and with his advisors in 2 separate meetings, and said why I thought that this was teetering on the edge of disaster.
Like the Sunni center of Iraq, the Shia south was about to rise up against the occupation. The Shia were increasingly rallying around a young xenophobic cleric. His name was Muqtada al-Sadr. Both London and Washington had grievously underestimated the political and religious energy they'd unleashed. The US military and the British had been reluctant to arrest al-Sadr for fear of swelling the ranks of his militia, much to Paul Bremer's frustration.
He killed an Ayatollah, or at least was accused by an Iraqi magistrate of killing an Ayatollah. He issued orders to kill people who worked with the coalition. He set up illegal prisons and courts. He was running, in effect, an extra-legal government. So he was basically acting, if you will, like Saddam Hussein, but with a black turban.
Bremer closed al-Sadr's newspaper for inciting violence. This triggered an uprising. The coalition was now facing an insurgency on 2 fronts, Shia as well as Sunni. Al-Sadr's militia attacked coalition offices across Iraq. One in the city of Kut was run by Mark Etherington, an ex-paratrooper sent by the Foreign Office.
A demonstration took place outside our gate, at both gates actually, so there was no way out for some time. We heard the fighting